Hello everyone. In last video, we briefly studied the unit cell and their parameters. Now, in this video, we move further with the types of unit cell. Types of unit cell includes the four types of unit cell: primitive unit cell, body centered unit cell, face centered unit cell, and the base centered or the end centered unit cell. We discuss them one by one. There are basically two types of unit cell consisting different type of crystal system. These are primitive unit cell and the centered unit cell. Primitive unit cell includes only simple cubic unit cell. Simple cubic unit cell is also called as primitive unit cell. Then we discuss about the centered unit cell. Then what are centered unit cell? The unit cell in which the constituent particles like atom, ions or molecules are present at the corner as well as some other position of the unit cell is called as centered unit cell. Centered unit cell mainly consists of body centered unit cell, face centered unit cell and base centered or end centered unit cell. Then we first discuss about the primitive cell, that is the difference between primitive and the centered unit cell. Then primitive cell, the unit cell in which the constituent particles are present at its corner only is called as the primitive unit cell. All the unit cells are not a primitive cell because lattice points are present either in the center of the body or in the center of any face of unit cell along with at the corner of the unit cell. It means that primitive cells are only those unit cells which has a lattice point are at the corner of the unit cell only. This property of primitive cell make it different from centered unit cell. Now let's see about the simple unit cell. Simple unit cell is a primitive type of unit cell because in simple unit cell lattice points are present at the corner of the cube only. Therefore, the unit cell in which the constituent particles are present at the corner of the cube only called as simple cubic unit cell. In the ball and stick model, we see that 8 small white balls are present at the 8 corner of the unit cell only. In crystal, these positions are occupied by atoms, ions or molecules, but actually it is observed that there is no space between the particles, that is all the particles are closely touched together and form unit cell. From this model, we can generate the simple cubic unit cell by including only that portion of the atoms appears inside the boundary of unit cell. So, simple unit cell is made up of 8 lattice points. Now, let's see what is body centered unit cell. This is a centered type of unit cell because one lattice point is present in the center of the body of unit cell. Thus, body centered unit cell is the unit cell in which constituent particles like atoms, ions or molecules are present at the corner as well as in the center of the body of the unit cell. This model is similar to that of the simple cubic unit cell, but as the one particle is present in the center of the body of the unit cell, so this simple change results in a structure that is completely different from simple cubic unit cell. Due to the presence of a one atom in the center of the body of a unit cell, the corner atoms do not touch together like simple cubic unit cell. In this unit cell, the body centered atom touches to the atoms present at the corner of the cube. Along with the 8 atoms at the corner of the unit cell, one atom is entirely present inside the body. Therefore, body centered is made up of 9 lattice points. Let's move to our next type, that is face-centered unit cell. Face-centered unit cell is also centered type of unit cell because in the center of each face of unit cell a lattice point or particle is present. Thus, the unit cell in which the constituent particles like atoms, ions or molecule are present at the corner as well as in the center of each face of unit cell is called face-centered unit cell. In this structure, 8 atoms are present at the corner of the unit cell similar to that of the simple cubic unit cell, and 6 atoms are located in the center of 6 phases of the unit cell. In the space filling model, each face atom touches to the 4 corners of the atom which defines the face of the cell. In the face-centered unit cell, 6 atoms are present in the center of 6 phases and 8 atoms are present at the corner of the unit cell. So, face-centered unit cell is made up of 14 lattice points. Now, our last type is base-centered or end-centered unit cell. A centered type of unit cell in which atoms are present in the center of the 2 opposite phases along with the 8 atoms at the corner of the unit cell. The unit cell in which the constituent particle like atom, ions or molecules are present at the corner as well as in the center of the 2 opposite phases of unit cell is called body-centered unit cell. Base-centered unit cell is also called as end-centered unit cell because the 2 particles are present in the center of 2 opposite phases. As the 8 atoms are present at the corner and 2 are in the center of opposite phases, so base-centered or end-centered unit cell is made up of 10 lattice points. I hope you like this information about the types of unit cell. Then subscribe my YouTube channel, like and share the videos. Thank you.